In their renewed drive to demand inclusion of women living with disabilities in government and decision-making cycles, the Cedar Seed Foundation, in conjunction with Policy and Legal Advocacy Center powered by the MacArthur Foundation, has staged a rally and press briefing to remind governments at all levels of the
I'm
need
from the
to
Cedar
guarantee
Seed
equal
Foundation.
opportunity for all. According to official data, at least 27 million Nigerians are living with disabilities, and their quest for the actualization of their fundamental freedoms and rights is gradually reaching a crescendo. Refreshingly, the rally was not devoid of the presence of people affected by that government's marginalization as they turned out in droves to make their voice heard. The convener of the rally, Lois Alter, said despite efforts to make people at the helms realize the need to include people living with disabilities in government cycles, women and girls with physical challenges are still enduring marginalization, as she highlighted the factors militating against such feats.
The network of women with disabilities with RAPA and MacArthur Foundation launched a Charter of Demands for Women with Disabilities in February 2023 with 11 articles for all key actors to implement. Presently, it is sad that women and girls with disabilities in Nigeria are at a 0% level of participation in governance. Some of us ran for elective positions without winning our elections due to the factors, barriers, and challenges that are stopping us. These barriers could be attitudinal, infrastructural, institutional, political, cultural, and economical. We have identified the challenges faced by women with disabilities in the electoral and political sphere.
Victoria Sani emphasized that physically challenged women and girls suffer underrepresentation in government due to the enormity of the challenges they encounter during electoral processes in the country. She therefore called on government at all levels to reward such bravery with appointments to compensate for their absence on the political landscape.
Women with disabilities are continually marginalized, excluded and underrepresented in elections and political participations. An informed and proactive measure is therefore needed to achieve and sustain the goal for inclusivity in all electoral processes, most importantly, post-2023 elections. We need to remind government that persons with disabilities need to be appointed in government structures.
Similarly, Rose Daniel delved into relevant legislative matters as she stressed the importance of implementing the 2018 Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities Prohibition Act and the inadequacy of the central government in implementing it.
This project is born out of the stark realization that the existing legal frameworks, including the 2018 Discrimination Against Persons with Disabilities Prohibition Act and Clause 54 of the Electoral Act 2022, have not been adequately executed. This has resulted in the continuous marginalization and exclusion of women with disabilities from our electoral processes, governance structures, and political discourse.
In the same vein, Cynthia Ukachi rolled out the recommendations she hopes will guide Nigeria's decision makers in helping to implement and introduce measures targeted at ameliorating the plight of women and girls living with disabilities. Another keynote speaker, Nwamaka Ofelia, called on policy advocates, government institutions, the fourth estate of the realm, and others to throw their weight of support behind the actualization of their aspirations.
1. Enhanced voters and civic education among women with disability, ensuring their participation and inclusion. 2. Amplified voices of women with disabilities in the post-2023 election, pushing for their inclusion in the national discourse and appointments. 3. Concrete implementation of the Clause 54 of the Electoral Act 2022, a vital step towards inclusivity. 4. Increased participation of women with disabilities in politics and decision-making processes following the 2023 elections. 5. The sustained growth of democratic government characterized by the inclusion of women with disabilities, fostering their political participation and involvement in decision-making.
We call upon all stakeholders, including government institutions, civil society organizations, and the media, to unite with us in this noble endeavor to make our democracy truly inclusive and representative of the rich tapestry of voices that make up our nation.
Africa's most populous country, Nigeria, has one of the highest population of people living with disabilities in the world, and there are increasing efforts to remind government at all levels of the need to actively implement policies aimed at promoting the freedom and rights of the country's physically challenged population. In Abuja, Nigeria's capital, Abiodun Mohammed, Top Accolade News.